Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Corey from the Widiots, coming to you live from the Old Baraboo Inn. So, obviously, haven't turned on any lights yet. I'll turn a few on as we kind of get going here, just kind of show people you know what's going on in here and what it all looks like. Um, Now, feel free, anybody that's coming in, like just ask some questions, about the history of the place, about things that we're doing here, and all of that. Um, so I'm just gonna start letting everybody kind of matriculate in, if you will, and we will get down to some business here. So, let's see here. Okay, well, that don't do nothing. Um, oh, here we go. All right, so I am going to show you kind of what's going on in front of me here. Oh, that's weird. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, so I'm just kind of playing with my options here, but just oops, crap. All right, there we go. I like that one. All right, so like I said, we are inside the old Baraboo Inn. I'm going to show you some equipment that I'll be using today. And we'll also be using the rest of the evening during a couple of our tours here. So first things first. Oops. Okay. I'm like seeing opposite of what I'm supposed to be seeing here. So this is going to be fun. So this right here, this is a Crystal Light can filled with cat balls. Uh, see, you have to do a little bit of touching on these things to get them going. But spirits do react to this and they do touch this. So we'll keep an eye out for that when the time comes. So I'm going to keep my hands away from that. And we're going to show you the next thing here. This right here is a REM pod. If you've watched, well, dang it, if you've watched Ghost Hunters or any of the other ghost hunting shows, you know what this is. Basically, anything gets close to the antenna there, it's going to go off. So we're hoping maybe we catch a little something there. And then, last but not least, this little guy right here, we call that the dead bell. That, as the name suggests, the not living typically uh, will play with this bell, and hopefully we'll get some call and response from it here as we go along. Now, that being said, I'm going to kind of step out here in the bar and show you our specials for the evening. So just don't mind me. We're going to get back out here into the light. Everybody say hi to Lurch. He is the standard bearer of this bar. Tonight we are having Lovers of History is the theme for this weekend. And next weekend, the 21st, we are having Ghost Camp in the Dead of Winter. Be sure to check that out. I do believe there's tickets still available, and we will have psychic medium Scotty Rorick here for that one. So be sure to sign up for that. Now, I want you to take a look here. Tonight we have some, oops, go back that way. Tonight we have some Valentine's Day specials, which I just realized now that's all backwards. So hold on. And now you're back to seeing me. So I'm going to try this again. We do have some Valentine's Day special drinks. I realize that's still backwards, so I'm going to read them off for you. I mean, maybe they're frontwards for you. I don't know. But we have a Valentine martini that goes for $9. That's vodka, cranberry and lime juice, cranberries, red sugar, and rosemary. We have a pink passion cocktail, which is pink Whitney vodka, raspberry lemonade, coconut, glitter, that's edible glitter, and a cherry. Cupid's Kiss. All these drinks are $9 for the first three. Cupid's Kiss is whipped cream vodka, so raspberry puree, half and half, red sugar, and a kiss, which I would about assume is a chocolate kiss, if I had to make a guess. Then we do have one mocktail available for tonight with the Valentine theme, the Love Potion mocktail. That's raspberry lemonade, raspberry puree, and cream of coconut. And also, we do have many of the in house favorites regarding all of the drinks. We do have Haunted Amber. We have the Ghostinis. We have the Mobster Mules, all of which are just amazing things. You can get Capone's Good Stuff, which is Templeton Rye Whiskey. Um, you can get the Ghost Bomb. You can get just about anything spooky that your little heart desires here tonight. Again, that's for the Lovers of History event that we are doing tonight. I believe there's two tours, one at 4 and one at 7. If Shelly's watching, she can correct me. Now, as we kind of go along here, I'll also point out that we do have food available. We do have the Draft House pizzas, the 12-inch thick crust, and then I do believe we are still running the tots. So we do have a couple of tots dishes. One's a full order and one's a half order. The Hitman platter is the full order. The Henchman side is the half order. And then pretzel platters. Again, we open at 3 o'clock or 3:30 today. First tour is at 4 o'clock. Second tour is at 7. And there will be time at the end of each tour to experience some ghost hunting equipment and the things that we use here. And now we are going to, as soon as what the heck? Oh, getting lost already, folks. This is going to be a good show. So let's do a little tour of the bar because that's what you're here for. And again, I will promote all the events again before we sign off for the afternoon. Again, anybody that has any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, no, Liz, I don't plan on getting lost, but the camera, when I'm seeing the cameras like through the front of the phone, it's all backwards. So I'm like stuck going, oh, where am I pointing? Where am I pointing? But here we go. I'm going to show you a few high points. Like right here, I'm behind the bar right now. And I'm going to come down here to what is lovingly known as BC's Corner. I'm going to turn on some other cat balls here. BC, the previous owner of the Old Baraboo Inn, he is here in spirit, as he did put a lot of love and trust into this place. He got to know all the resident spirits quite well, and yeah, he's still around every now and then. I'm actually standing in his corner. This is where he would sit at the front door and watch people come in and order drinks. So every now and then you'll get the sense that he's probably still hanging around in this particular spot. I generally get a very cold feeling and the urge to move. He's very kind about it, very joking about it, so nothing to worry about here. Also experienced in this space by me, typically after the bar opens, I get two different scents. So I think you could say uh, smell sensitive, if you will. And I get two distinct smells that come through behind the bar here. One is cigarette or cigar scent, and the other one is cheap ditchweed. I mean, it is cheap Mary Jane, if you will. Does not smell good. It's very skunky. But those are two smells that come through here. Also, other things that I experience in this corner of the bar is the feeling of a small animal kind of wandering around. So I believe it's possibly a medium-sized dog or possibly a cat. Um, and yeah, Liz, I know you miss this place. The spirits definitely remember you. Cowboy remembers you for sure. And anytime you're back in the neighborhood, you are more than welcome to stop in. Um, so yeah, that's a few of the things that I kind of experience in the corner of the bar. Uh, I'm gonna show you some things kind of over here in the gangster back bar. Oh, the dead bell is just going nuts right now. Um, okay, if that was BC, can you make the dead bell go off again? I just got full body chills right there. That's awesome. Um, okay, if it was a different spirit, go ahead and touch the dead bell again. Make the dead bell go off. Kind of doing a live investigation as we speak. So, by all means, if you see something weird, be sure to tell me. And don't just say that it's me that's weird. We already know that. That's been established. Um, so we're going to go back up this way. And I want to point out, and I'm going to try to do this a little bit easier. I'm going to just do everything with the front facing camera here. If you look straight behind me here, you see these two panoramic pictures. Back up a little bit here. Yeah, these two panoramic pictures here is a spot where I actually caught a video of Our Lady in White, which we believe to be Sybil. She walks very gracefully. She's in a white dress. If any of you ever want to see that video, I will be happy to share it with you. But this is where we saw the Lady in White, or where I saw her first. Um, and over here, kind of back in this corner, this is where it's felt that maybe Cowboy is hanging around, which is one of our resident spirits. Um, and we do also believe that there may have been some business taken care of back here too. Business discussed between many of the gangsters that hung out here in the 20s and 30s during Prohibition. So, yeah, we got that going for us. Also tonight we do have readings um, by Michelle. She is an intuitive medium. I do believe those readings are tonight. Yes, she is offering $35 20-minute readings. Her name is Shell Marie, great medium. I think you would enjoy her. If you need to come in for a reading, by all means, do so. She's very thorough. I'm going to pop into the reading room here for you guys so you can see that. Thought I just heard a voice. Okay. Well, maybe I did hear a voice. But yeah, we're in the reading room right now. I know you can't really see much because it is dark in here currently. We'll be turning the lights on for in here later. Now, if you'll follow me, we'll go back to the kitchen and also a couple other spots back here. I mean, you're following me anyway, so it is what it is. Okay. Follow me back here. Gonna enter the kitchen. Now, this is not part of any normal tour, but I'm gonna just do a quick sweep through here real quick. And we're gonna get the monitors turned on for the basement. And maybe I'll take a trip down to the basement to show you guys how that looks. So back in the kitchen here, if you see right back there, I actually saw a full body apparition for the first time in my life. Very brief, very succinct. Like 1 second it was there, 1 second it's gone. It is my belief that that entity was BC. Um, so definitely uh, something to be aware of. A ghost sighting is never guaranteed, but it is definitely welcomed as long as, you're careful and whatnot. Because always be careful, always protect yourself, especially when you're in these spaces. Every now and then you do get negative feelings in this building, but it's not that often. Well, let's see here. I think that's the one. No, that ain't it. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. All right. So I'm up here on the stage. We're going to let the monitors warm up. There we go. This is the monitors we use to track movement in the basement. Correct, Liz. Definitely protect yourself and no touching the walls. Always, always the number one rule. Um, and the last couple times I've been in the basement, the vibes have actually been pretty solid. So hopefully that sticks. So, that being said, are we seeing anything here yet? No, not yet. But we will be sure to document any and everything that does happen here. Um, so that being said, um, I would be going upstairs to show everything that's kind of going on up there right at the moment, but currently one of our tour guides is taking a nap up there, so we're gonna let Kalina have her nap, but the upstairs is definitely a thing that people will be getting to see tonight. The main bar, be doing a little bit of touring on the outside as well. So, obviously, I'm going to be going outside here for a little bit too before I go downstairs, um, just to kind of show everything. Again, we are doing two tours tonight at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Um, by all means, come in for the drink specials. We do have Valentine's Day drink specials. I will read those off again at the end of the video. And again, I also want to point out we do have an event coming up on the 21st, which is Ghost Camp in the Dead of Winter, again with special guest Scotty Rourke. And I'll be there helping facilitate the tours and the ghost hunting and just generally trying to have a little bit of fun with y'all. Again, I'll be probably advertising that as well on this Friday stream. So make sure that you are with us, the Widiots, at 7:30 Friday night, right here on Facebook and YouTube. Again, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna sneak out the back door here. But first, before we do that, just want to point out a couple of things back here. Um, So this is a spot where another full body apparition was spotted. Actually, two of them, like right in this area. I am getting a little bit of a chill back here as well. A little bit of goose pimples on me. Um, I think there's probably somebody keeping an eye on me. Who knows at this point? It could be Madame Mary. It could be anybody, really. They all like to keep an eye on me because apparently, I don't know, maybe I'm a little too adventurous for their liking. But yeah, back here, there's pretty infamous photo back here of two gangsters. One standing right about here, and the other kind of off to the side here. And this is the ladies' restroom. The there's been reports of spirits in here as well, namely the women, the ladies of the night, if you will. And this also used to be an entrance at some point. So there's a lot of in and out activity. Could be, some might misconstrue it as a portal. It's probably just the spirits coming in the doors where they used to come in. There also used to be brick back there. It's now covered in drywall. So, you know, got that going. Um, so, continuing on, I'm going to actually poke my head outside for a little bit. We'll give you a nice view of the grand lady here, the OBI from the outside. A gorgeous day, too. So, I'm going to lock that door. I'll let myself back in shortly. So, I'm going to turn the camera around again. All right. So we're going to get out here on the street. It is incredibly warm today, folks, especially for mid-February. I'm sure Kevin absolutely despises that it's so warm, but I absolutely love it. So here's the outside of the Old Baraboo Inn, largely unchanged since 1864 when it was built. There is the upstairs apartments now. One of those is a spot where we do our ghost tours. A lot of the original brick is still here, including some of the bullet holes that have been in here. So, by all means, this is definitely worth checking out, even if you just stop down for a drink, because it is well worth it. Now you get to look at my ugly mug for a little bit again as we head back into the building. So I'm basically giving you a shortened version today of what you can come to expect if you come to the tours tonight. Um, like I said, I am going down to the basement tonight, or today, rather, and that is not part of the regular tour for tonight. So just a heads up on that. I do believe we will be having an opportunity to get into the basement. We'll have an opportunity to get into the basement. Yeah, sun bad. All right. Well, now my keys are acting up. This is fun. There we go. All right. Yes, correct, Liz. Sun good. Not sun bad, sun good. You can have your little rabbit season, duck season argument there in the comments, if you will. I just got everything locked back up here. We don't need anybody other than Shelly and Kalina coming down yet until we open. So, that being said, um, again, like I said, the basement is not something that we'll be getting toured tonight, but I will give you kind of a brief overview of what's going on down there. Um, I know some people that have been in here previously are like, why is he taking the long way around on the outs or in the front bar? It's because we have a blow up snowman over here that's just kind of laying on the floor there taking a nap. We're probably going to have him turned on a little bit later. So that being said, we are going to check out the basement. And so I am going to turn the camera around so everybody can kind of see what's going on here. And when I come back up, I'll give a brief history of the building once again, and then advertise our two events, the events coming up tonight and the events next Saturday. So, yeah. All right. So, as anybody that's been here before knows, it's always a courtesy to tell the residents of the basement that we are coming down. Because if you look right down here, if you see that wood beam, that's typically where a bouncer would be hanging out in the Prohibition days. More often than not, the bouncer's pretty cool with me, so we should be all right. But I'm going to ask that BC, previous owner of the old Baraboo Inn and current spiritual owner, to join me briefly as we take a little trip through the basement. BC, if you'd like to join us, that would be awesome. I'll give him a few seconds to kind of come down and. All right. So, as always, we have to announce ourselves. This is Corey coming to the basement. Now, I am not going to pull a Darren. I am not going to fall down the stairs while doing a live video, just in case he watches this later. All right. So, here's the basement. I'm sure a lot of people probably that are going to watch this later are going to be like, why are you ghost hunting with the lights on? It's because it really doesn't matter. Spirits will be active in light or in darkness. It does not really matter one bit if lights are on or not. So just kind of showing you around here, these couple of storage rooms here. I'm not going to open this door today. This was an interrogation room, actually, back in the Prohibition days. A lot of people got very intimidated in this room. It's a very heavy feeling. I typically don't go in there when I'm here by myself. I usually save that for when a trusted medium or investigator are also here. So, like when Scotty's here, anything like that, that's when I'll go in there. This room, if you look straight ahead, right through that drywall there is a tunnel. So that tunnel was used during Prohibition for gangsters to go from here to the building across the street, which was another brewery. Um, so there's that. Here's the infamous cooler. Anybody that has worked here in the past has told stories of the cooler shutting itself on the people. Thankfully, there's a release in there, so you can go in um, and not have to worry about being locked in. So obviously, you have to put on a little bit of force to get it open, and you have to really give it a push to shut it. Because see, it's not going to swing shut on its own. You actually have to put in effort to shut it. So people have definitely made. Oh, I got to turn the light on for the poll room. Walked right by it. So, folks, I'm going to show you the poll room. Now, it is a little cold down here, but it is a basement in Wisconsin in the winter. So, kind of what you're going to run into. It's an old stone basement. Best we can do. Um, just remembered I had mouse traps down here. Anywho, yeah. So coming into here, this is the poll room, and here is the infamous torture pole and murder pole. Now, you go back into the 30s or during the Prohibition, the gangster days, people have been stuck up against this pole, and a lot of bad things have been done to them, like supremely bad things that should never happen to anybody in all reality. It's just a very, very intense part of the tour here. I show everybody the greatest amount of respect that I can. Otherwise, the feelings will take me over. So once the business has been done with the person that's been tied up to the pole, you can see some of the bullet holes and the axe marks and knife marks and all of these stains. BC did try to paint over this pole multiple times to no avail. It just keeps going back to this color. Now, this is a support beam, so it's not like we could just take it out of here. But main rule down here, do not touch the pole. That can lead to bad things. And down here's another storage room, and we do have a door out to the river right there. So um, people have been taken out through that spot. So exiting the pool room here, we're going to head back this way. Um, we do have an old cistern back here that has given a lot of people very, very icky feelings. Again, that probably not something that should be messed with unless you have a professional or somebody that kind of knows what's going on in here with you. A lot of bad things have happened in that cistern. I would say a lot more, but I'm trying to encourage people to come and visit for themselves and see for themselves and learn firsthand. So we're going to turn the lights off. I'm going to thank the spirits. Thank you, spirits, for letting me walk around down here. And I'm going to go back upstairs. So Corey's going back upstairs. Thank you. Always thank the spirits. Always show the greatest amount of respect. If you saw that light move by, I'm pretty sure that was just a car going by outside. Shut that light off. And yeah, like Liz is saying here in the comments, there are strong feelings at that cistern. Um, not not great feelings either. Um, so I'm gonna come back up here. I'm gonna walk behind the bar again. Definitely a lighter than normal vibe down there in the basement. It's probably nothing that I'm going to chance again the rest of the night. Um, just because I'm a safe operator, if nothing else. Oh, great question, Kev. Let's go take a look. My intrepid co-host is asking questions. Okay, so we have Maker's Mark, Jim Beam, and that appears to be about it for the bourbons. Again, we still have the Templeton Rye, and I just smelled one of my smoky smells, so that's going to be fun. That's showing up kind of early. We also have Canadian Mist blended whiskey, so I mean, if that's something that you want to attempt. Um, but yeah, we have some other normal favorites. Yeah, see, Kevin knows what he's talking about. That Templeton Rye is good. It's great. That's why Mr. Capone said it was his good stuff. And of course you did. Probably a whole bunch of backwash in it too, you freaking feral animal. um, but anyway, let's get into a little bit of a history of the old Baraboo Inn, and then I will go through the events and the drinks again, and then we will call it a show. So This building was built in 1864 by the Bender family. Uh, Anna and the husband's name that is escaping me right at the moment, but they opened this bar with a brewery inside it and a boarding house upstairs. The main level has been a bar all of its life. Um, through the years, especially with the advent of the Chicago Northwestern rail terminal just across the street here. You may have caught a brief glimpse of it when I was outside. Um, with that terminal out there, people have been coming in and out of the city of Baraboo, obviously with the circus being just across the river and behind us. The the circus performers have stayed here. Um, it would have been nothing to see an elephant walking by in the middle of the day. It's just what they do. Um, but yeah, number of different types of human being have been through this building in the 100+ years that this place has been open. There's been 150 plus, actually, darn near 200, about 40 years away from the 200. Um, but with this building being here as long as it's been, there's been a number of cowboys, working girls, clowns, circus performers, all kinds of different types of human beings. There was a brothel upstairs for a short time or for a medium time. I'm not quite that I don't quite remember, but I do know there was a working brothel upstairs as well. We did have a number of working girls, and you put two and two together and you see that there's a cistern downstairs, and I say there's bad feelings attached to it. You can probably put two and two together and get kind of guess what happened down there. Um, but then we get into Prohibition. Leroy Bender was an owner. He was the son of the original Benders that built and opened this place. Um, Leroy was kind of a cad, if you will. He skirted the law a bunch of times, got this place shut down no less than twice during Prohibition for running a speakeasy. Um, Different gangsters that come through here, including Mr. Al Capone. He's been in here a few times. His voice has been recorded in here a few times in spirit form. Um, but it was always well known when they were coming in. They were the best dressed people in the city. They tipped very, very well, so nobody was really afraid of them. Um, but we've had moonshine runners here. There's been shine in the bar. There's been a lot of stuff in here. This is why we promote moonshine as well. We do have legal moonshine as it's made nowadays. We do have Old Smoky here is the moonshine of choice. Um, but yeah, fast forward into the 50s, 60s, and 70s. There was a bar owner here named John Dombrowski. He actually passed away in the bar. Uh, there's a pretty interesting story of the events that kind of led up to his death, including a bowling ball coming through a window on the dance floor, and it hit Mr. Dombrowski. Um, and he passed after that. I don't think it was as a result of getting hit by a bowling ball, but it was a result of a heart attack. Um, Occasionally, his spirit's also hanging around as well. Very heavy presence. He was definitely a stickler for doing things his way. Other things that have happened here include a fire in 1989 where BC was the last person to leave the building before it started on fire. He did joke about that on the interview he did with the Ghost Brothers and Jack Osborne on oh shoot, Fright Club a few years ago. So if you got Discovery Plus, you can actually still go back and look at that. Um, so BC then decided to buy the building after it had been kind of gutted out and whatnot by the fire. A million gallons of water was poured into this building to save it. The outer shell is what was preserved. Everything else had to be rebuilt. So BC took it upon himself to buy the building and rebuild it, essentially brick by brick. He built the bar inside here and many other things. Found out not too long in that items were disappearing. Turned out he started to learn that this place was very haunted, and through various mediums coming through here, it's been determined that there's about 30 permanent residents from the other side that stay in here at all times. So you get a chance to meet each and every one of them when you come in here. I'm not going to say that you're going to meet all of them all at once, but you may meet a few, or even just one, especially if you're female and brunette. Cowboy seems to like female brunettes. Um, but be that as it may, um, it's been a very, very active place for spirit activity. It is, dare I say, probably one of, if not the most haunted spot in Wisconsin. And that's stacking it up against a lot of heavy hitters. You're talking about the Pfister Hotel, the Shaker Cigar Bar. Um, there's a lot of places that are definitely in contention for most haunted in Wisconsin, but this one has legit amazing activity anytime you run into it. Um, Obviously, if you're not a believer and you just like to come in for a kooky drink, I mean, by all means, knock yourself out. That's just kind of what you do. So, again, I'm going to promote the events here for tonight. Also, going to promote the show because that's kind of why I'm here. Join myself and MCKD, aka Kevin, next Friday night, 7:30. We do have Misheard Lyrics is going to be our Mount Rushmore. We might have one more Mount Rushmore involved there. Um, but that's just kind of what's sitting on the table right now. We'll add more as we go, along with all your other favorite segments like Florida Man versus Midwest Guy, Spooky Talk, and Ask the Widiots Almost Anything, and facts that sound like bullshit. Um, so any and all of the above there, feel free to tune in. We are here on YouTube and Facebook every Friday night, 7:30, unless we announce ahead of time that we might have to move a day. Um, that being said, back to the old Baraboo Inn. Okay, that was me setting off the REM pod, so don't freak out. Just reaching over to grab our little signpost here. See that right there? Again, the Valentine themed cocktails and mocktails. We do have a Valentine martini, a pink passion cocktail, which is pink Whitney vodka, raspberry lemonade, coconut, glitter, and a cherry. The Valentine martini comes with vodka, cranberry and lime juice, cranberries, red sugar, and rosemary. Cupid's Kiss comes with whipped cream vodka, raspberry puree, half and half, red sugar, and a kiss. I'm not kissing you. It's going to be like a chocolate kiss. And the Love Potion mocktail, which is raspberry lemonade, raspberry puree, and cream of coconut. And we also have a lot of the old favorites. We do still offer the Ghostini, which is rum chata, Tito's, vodka, cinnamon, and a ghost marshmallow. We have the Mobster Mules. Excuse me. And that's your General Mule, um, Bootlegger Moonshine, which is a blackberry moonshine, lime juice, and blackberries. The Bourbon Barrel, which is Maker's Mark, lime juice, and blackberries. And the Flirty Flapper, the vodka, lemonade, and lemon. We also have a few other drinks available here, including the Smoke and Gunsmoke, which is just a smoky shot of bourbon. And we have Capone's Good Stuff, which is the Templeman's Rye, or Templeton Rye Whiskey. Um, Capone himself bootlegged hundreds of barrels of this particular whiskey. So be sure to jump in for that. Again, we do have the Ghost Bomb here, which that's a secret recipe. Cannot tell it. We also have a Moonshine Runner, which is rum, blackberry moonshine, banana liqueur, grenadine, sweet and sour. The Miss Kitty, which is whipped cream vodka, creme de coco, raspberry puree, chocolate drizzle, and raspberries. And then obviously every Wisconsin bar has to have this, but we have a special recipe. It's BC's muddled brandy old fashioned. And you gotta have that. Um, and just seeing some of the other comments here, namely from Liz, yes, there is more food besides the pizza. We do offer pretzel platters and tater tot trays. We have two different serving sizes of that. We also have, that's about it. It's the pizza and the tot trays and the pretzel platter. Um, we'll be working on having different special foods in here occasionally. We did run cowboy chili for a little bit there, which was incredibly good. My compliments to the chef on that, just in case she's watching. Wink, wink. Um, but yeah, tonight, lovers of history, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock, come and take a tour of the old Baraboo Inn. You'll get to see the main bar area, which I've showed you here, the outside, and then you go upstairs to check out the old brothel. And then next week, Saturday, February 21st, Ghost Camp in the Dead of Winter. Special guest, spirit medium Scotty Rorick will be here. And I do believe that is an all three levels event. You will be most likely experiencing the basement, as well as main bar and upstairs. We will have different people rotating through to guide you on your way through the building. That being said, I want to give a special shout out to Shelly Wells, the current owner of the Old Baraboo Inn, for allowing me to play around in her building for a little bit here. Also, special shout out to BC Farr. Uh, he is still with us in spirit, left us a couple years ago, but still definitely hanging around in his bar. Beyond that, in the meantime and in between time, peace, love, and hugs. I love most of you. Good night.